Welcome to the Notary Educators with Kimmi YouTube channel. Hosts Kimmi and Jeff Nunnally, along with Alexis Franklin, share expert insights to help you launch and grow a successful mobile notary business, no matter what state you are commissioned in. Learn how to become a top-notch loan signing agent and get answers to common notary questions. Explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training library, plus live weekly online coaching sessions with courses on general notary work, wedding efficient services, remote online notary, ink fingerprinting, apostille, translation services, and I-9 completion. So please remember that Notary Educators LLC is your one-stop shop for notary training. Now sit back and watch Kimmi and crew, and don't forget to subscribe to the Notary Educators with Kimmi YouTube channel for more tips. Take your notary business to new heights.
Okay. Tamala says, I'm new, just submitted an application, Virginia. Yes, welcome, Tamala. Welcome. And you may want to check out my Start Your Notary book for your state too. After you get your commission and everything, you want to learn how to actually do the business. That's a great place to start. The next thing that notaries should be doing, so we already talked about, you need to be verifying your ID of the client. You need to be administering oaths, okay, and affirmations, and you also need to be witnessing signatures. So that's, somebody might say, well, that's a given. You got to witness a signature. No, some documents need to be signed right in front of you. So if your client already signed the document, how do you handle that? How do you handle if they've already signed it and they should have waited for you? How do you do that? Because I don't believe in a whole lot of scratch out on documents. Matter of fact, signing companies now are telling you, don't be doing all them scratch outs on a document. That's the first thing we want to do, is just go scratching out everything and make it fit the way we want it to fit. The wording and stuff. No, we don't do that. Okay, don't just start scratching out these people's documents. That is not how this thing works. All right, Anthony Brown's show says, everyone please click like, it helps to get more views. Yes, please. Thank you, Anthony Brown show. I appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, it'd be great. And so we want to make sure that we're witnessing our clients sign it in our presence, and that helps prevent fraud too. If someone brings you a document and it's already signed, that does not mean it's fraudulent. Okay, that does not mean it's fraudulent. But when they bring it to me, it's already signed. I'm triple checking everything. I'm checking the signature against the ID. I'm checking the ID and the signature of the document against how they signed it in my journal. Okay, so as many things that you want to be looking at when someone is bringing you a document that's already signed. Had you thought about it like that? Probably not. Okay, so don't just say, oh, they signed it, so what? I just got to look at their ID. No, you need to make sure that signature, which is what witness signature is, make sure it's correct. Okay, the next thing that all notaries should be doing as part of your duties, in some states don't say you even need one, is maintain a journal. I say that. I've been saying it since I've been on YouTube, since I've been a notary. You always must have a journal. Now, my state has finally got on board, and they say you have to have a journal. But even in Georgia, it's not a note. You don't have to have a journal for every transaction. Hey, Shebe. You have them re-sign. Yeah, be careful about, again, having them just re-sign a document and making it look ugly. I'll try to, if I can. Again, I'm checking how they sign my journal. I'm checking how they sign the ID. Okay, because we want to be cautious. Somebody put something earlier. I saw a document, and it looks like they wanted to try to change the verbiage. We got to be careful about that. You don't have to change every document. And the more and more you do this, your confidence grows, your experience, and you learn your notarial duties, you'll realize, okay, let me back down. Okay, when you're all new and anxious and everything, you want to change everything and make sure it says this. Yeah, that's just not what you do, okay? Let's see. Melissa says, I have them show me how they sign on my date card. California direct cannot be signed. Correct. Correct. Yep. A direct should be signed in front of the client. In front of the notary, correct. And that's just about in all states too. But Melissa, right, California, my California people, we already know we got a thing going on. We always got something going on in Cali. So you want to make sure you have a journal, okay? I'm going to do a whole video on what should be in the journal coming up. But you want to make sure you have a journal, okay? And even if your state doesn't require it. So the other day we had a conversation in mentorship, and I was telling teaching something and someone was like, and I know shade or whatever, shade bag. But you know, as you continue to do your notary business, what your state says is legal, and then what you actually learn, best practice, could actually be at odds. So, for example, in the state of Georgia, I wasn't required to keep a journal for all the time I've been a notary. Never been a requirement. So the state says you don't have to have a journal. You're good. You're golden. But I know best practice is to have a journal. Because if they call me an attorney, which has happened, I've been not summoned, but I've received letters from attorneys before. Hey, we need you to confirm that you were the notary on this particular signing, or we need you to confirm who were the witnesses at this signing. So it happens all the time. It can be 5 years later, and you need to pull that journal out. I got a stack in this drawer over here right now that you need to pull that journal out. So what my state says I can do, and what I know is best practice as a business owner and a great notary, are at odds. That's at odds. They say you can do this, I say you can do that. It's like a mother and a father, good cop, bad cop, right? Mom said, you ain't doing that, you crazy. Dad said, oh, let her go do it. Sound like I've been in that situation when I was little, huh? But the point is, as you continue to grow your business though, some things that you learn in the way I teach, it's going to be different than what your state says you can do. Not in a bad way. You're going to always be doing more. So that's why sometimes I always say I do the most, but I'm making sure you're covered, okay? So for those of you who may be just joining us, I am running a special tonight on my Notarize Like a Pro. If you have not read about it, seen about it, whatever, check out the description over at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Only 5 today will be sold at $29.99, and once they are gone, they are gone. Coupon code is LIVE, L-I-V-E. And I'm selling 5 Notarize Like a Pro, which is included free in mentorship. So if you already in mentorship, you don't need it. But if you, because some people say, well, I don't want to do mentorship yet, and you're good. They want to just know how to notarize. So if you really want to know how to notarize, Notarize Like a Pro is on sale for 5 people only, $29.99. Coupon code again is LIVE, L-I-V-E. And the 5th thing that all notaries must do, and I'm going to go back and recap this. The 5th thing that all notaries must do as part of your notarial duties or your job is to affix the notary seal. Affix the notary seal, okay? The Anthony Brown Show says hashtag do the most. Be extra. Hashtag. I'd rather do more than less and end up in jail. Real talk, okay? So I always do the most, and so that's why I don't always get into chats and stuff, and you know, you're gonna tell me what your state say or what another Facebook group said. I know when we first started mentorship, I had somebody, they always wanted to kind of tell me what they had learned in the Facebook group, and I'm like, several people. Well, I learned over here, or they want me to go over there. Kimmi, you should go over there and tell that Facebook group they're wrong. I'm not going to do that. I don't even have time to be correcting people. If you want to learn the correct way, then you train with notary educators, right? Or you self-teach. Because your state handbook doesn't even give you everything you need. It doesn't. It doesn't teach you how to run a business. I always say that. But I teach you how to run a business and how to correctly do your documents, okay? So, when I get back to number 5, affixing your notary seal. That means putting the stamp on the paper. For those, that's a little fancy talk, so we're going to break it down. That means putting the stamp on the paper, okay? So you have to do that. I call it like peanut butter and jelly. You cannot sign and not stamp. They go together. Sign and stamp. If you signed the paper but you didn't stamp it, that paper is not notarized. If you stamped the paper and you didn't sign it, it's not notarized. So you got to sign and stamp, okay? And that seal or stamp is so important. The terms are interchangeable, seal and stamp. Okay, that means you're putting that notary stamp on the document. Okay, so I'm going to recap these and I'm going to take your questions and let's see what we're talking about tonight. So whatever questions you have, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat. I am live. This is not a recording. That way you know I'm live, okay? I'm here. So let's see. To recap your 5 notarial duties, part of them, this is not all of it, but it's to make sure you identify your client, you are administering oaths and affirmations, that you are witnessing their signature, that you are maintaining a notary journal, and that you are affixing the notary seal, stamping that document. If you don't stamp that document and sign it, because I've had plenty of people say, oh, I signed it, but I forgot to stamp it. It's good, right? No, no, and no. Okay, it all goes together.